The other day at a rally, Donald Trump was criticizing Ilhan Omar when the rally goers broke out into a chant of "send her back." And immediately many people criticized Trump and criticized the rally goers for this. Well, many people are saying, well, Trump didn't say it himself. He didn't stop them. And of course, now everyone's screaming, oh, it's the coming of World War II, et cetera, et cetera. It's the Weimar Republic. Trump's a fascist, yada, yada, yada. Well, let's hold our horses, but let's, listen. I heavily criticized the chant. I feel like things are getting crazy in this country. And just because the left is not being held to the same standard doesn't mean the right has a pass to, to break the rules. One of the things that is essentially creating this alliance between moderates and the right now is that the left has gone off the rails and they aren't being held to account. You take a look at what happened with the ICE attack and Sean King, prominent, over 1 million followers, praising and calling for more. And we ask, where is justice? Where are the standards? Well, here's the thing. While I criticize the president for this, we can now see that Trump has disavowed the chant, said it didn't make him happy. Perhaps he could have disavowed it stronger, but I will say this. In today's day and age, nothing matters. And I learned this. When you come out and try and apologize, they don't care. Nobody cares. Did Trump say it? No, but Trump did essentially tweet they should go back to their home country. So now we're seeing this rhetoric be, expanded upon. And I got to admit, it's bad for Trump because a lot of centrists are coming out saying nope. And look, if Trump wants to win 2020, he's going to need moderates. So he's got to be careful. A Pyrrhic victory may damage the left, but you got to be careful about damaging yourself too much. But in the end, I will say this. Once again, we can see the right pulling things back while the left doesn't. No, seriously. Ilhan Omar said how many things that were considered offensive by many people? Whether or not there's a lot of progressives saying she did not say anything offensive. No, it's not up to you, okay? There's a lot of people, Democrat and Republican alike, who condemned her, but they couldn't even pass a resolution, calling her out, but they could do it for Trump. And here it goes. We see what happens with ICE. Where's the media? Honestly, I have no idea. When something happens with a fringe wacko on the right, everyone condemns it. There's no problem. When some fringe wacko on the left comes out and does it, people say, what? What did Sean King say? Defended it? Called for more? So there's the big problem. And this is why the center and the right are essentially aligned for the most part right now, even though centrists disagree with a lot of Republican policy. I believe it was Melissa Chen who said, I am more afraid of telling my liberal friends I have conservative views than my conservative friends that I have liberal views. I can talk to conservatives all day and night about my liberal views and they'll argue with me. I talk to my liberal friends about a potentially conservative view and they will not be happy. So here we can see the story as it plays out. Everyone was mad that Trump, that people were chanting this, and Trump calls it out. I'm not surprised. I certainly don't agree with a lot of Trump's rhetoric, but hey, good on him. As I said, with people like Joey Salads and like Joe Bernstein from BuzzFeed, when you say something or do something wrong, and then come out and say, I shouldn't have done that or that was bad, I will give you it. I will say, okay, good, do the right thing, and I will praise that behavior. So Trump deserves credit for saying this. Now, I certainly think Trump could have been a little bit stronger in his condemnation, but hey, man, I'll take what I can get. Because now you have a lot of Trump supporters saying, okay, because they're going to follow the president on this one. A lot of Trump supporters had no problem saying, I don't agree with that. Right? You can agree with the policies the man is bringing forward while still disagreeing with these more extreme things. So now we are seeing the right is willing to pull some things back. Criticize the president all you want, criticize his rally goers, but at least they're taking the step, encourage more of this behavior, right? That's the right thing to do. Well, of course we're not seeing it. We're still seeing the left go after him. They're not going to care that Trump apologized. But at least I can say this. Centrists will. Absolutely. I'm going to say good on him for doing it. I wish he was a little stronger, but hey, you know what? I understand. He's a conservative. He's not going to give me everything I want. But at least he's doing this. Where was Sean King's apology? Nowhere to be found. In fact, The Intercept still has the article up on Twitter that Sean King, I'm assuming, was forced to delete, where he called for more. Let's see exactly what Trump had to say. From Politico. Oh, actually, we'll do this. Before we get started, timcast.com/donate if you want to support my work. I always shout it out, so you probably get it by now. There's multiple ways you can donate, but just share this video if you like it because YouTube is de-ranking me and many others. Politico writes, President Donald Trump claimed Thursday he was not happy with the crowd at his campaign rally in North Carolina the previous evening for chanting, quote, send her back, after he had goaded the audience with a fiery attack on Ilhan Omar. Quote, I was not happy with it. I disagree with it. But again, I didn't say that. They did. But I disagree with it. Trump told reporters in the Oval Office, adding that he started speaking very quickly in an attempt to silence the rally attendees. It was quite a chant, and I felt a little bit badly about it, Trump said, later hailing the crowd size inside the packed arena at Greenville's East Carolina University and boasting of the tremendous support and great energy enjoyed by the Republican Party. I say there is far more energy on the right than there is on the left. I personally, I can agree with that to a certain extent. When it comes to the right, there's a lot of energy focused in one direction, and on the left, there's way more energy, but it's all random, and they're like fighting each other, and it's just totally crazy. He says, adding, I think we have far more support than they do, and I think we have far more energy than they do, and we're going to have a very interesting election. But I was not happy when I heard that chant. The chant has been condemned by a growing number of Republican lawmakers, with House GOP leadership conveying their concerns to Vice President Mike Pence during a meeting earlier in the day. But the disavowal from Trump contrasts sharply with days of similar racist rhetoric he has leveled against Omar and 3 other freshman progressive House Democrats, Ocasio-Cortez, Ayanna Pressley, and Rashida Tlaib, beginning Sunday with his tweets urging the U.S. citizens and women of color to go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came. Those incendiary posts resulted in the House approving a resolution Tuesday formally rebuking the president. But you know what? I have this debate all the time. And that's the end of the story, by the way. I have another story I want to highlight. But it is rather frustrating whenever I talk to people that are staunchly on the left. I'm like, why won't anyone call out Antifa? Just because there are fringe crazes on the right, it doesn't mean the left gets a pass. And that's the game everyone plays by, and I will call it out. Okay? Just because the left and Ilhan Omar can say offensive things doesn't mean I'm going to sit by when a Trump rally starts chanting, send them back. I'm not okay with it, and I'm going to say that. I am not on your or anyone else's side. If it's wrong, and I'm going to say it. But at least Trump could do this, okay? Because Sean King's praising the guy. Man, it's so frustrating to me that I can predict it. I can absolutely predict it. And this double standard from the media, in my opinion, is precipitating all of the escalation. Because Trump supporters are saying, you know what? After all of these years of Trump being called every name in the book, you're now mad that we chanted something? That's what they're saying. Well, what am I supposed to say to that? Yep, you're right. It's a double standard on the left. I don't think that gives you a pass. But because the media will not call out, the Democrats couldn't even condemn Ilhan Omar, who for years has said these things, claiming that Israel hypnotizes the world. We know what that means, man. We know who she hangs out with, Linda Sarsour, Tablet Magazine, New York Times. They exposed this behavior. And what do? Nothing. At least Trump could do this. Okay, I wish he did more. Fine. But what did they do after the ICE thing in Washington? Sean King praises it, calls for more. That's a mainstream left-wing high-profile personality doing the opposite of what Trump has done here. Trump didn't do enough. Fine, but at least he did this. And now here's the next little story I want to go through just very quickly. From the Washington Times, roughly 50% of voters say racist charges against Trump are politically motivated. Yeah, I agree. I think they're just trying. You know what? Hold on. I agree, and Trump knows this. And this is what I stressed in my main segment today. Trump knows this, and that's why he's making these tweets. Do I think Trump is racist? Honestly, a little bit. But racist, like, the way I view things is like, I don't think someone either is or isn't racist. I believe that people are racist to varying degrees. Like, think about it. If someone thinks like Asians are cool, but they don't like Mexican people, they're still racist, but they're not racist towards one group. If we were going to play it like racism was black and white, you'd assume that like a white person hated literally anybody who wasn't white. But let's be real. Things aren't black and white. I certainly think Trump has prejudices, but I think most people do. I think Trump is a little worse than most people, but I think it's silly to levy accusations against him for the most part. Reason being, let me clarify what I'm saying right there. Most of the time we hear about these accusations, it's specifically because someone is trying to earn points. Trump will do something and they'll say, that was racist. Like, oh, hold on, man. Like when Trump criticizes a religion, he's not being racist, okay? Especially when it comes to Islam, they're like, if you don't like Islam, you're racist. Like, no, hold on, come on. If Trump said something specific about a specific race, right, I would say that's racist. And I think Trump has done some things, listen, it's complicated, to say the least. I'm not someone who's going to stand behind this man. I'm not a fan of his. But I'm certainly not someone with Trump derangement syndrome. So while I can look at these things critically and agree. Yep, I think almost all of the times Trump's been accused of racism, it's politically motivated. Because I'm not crazy, right? I can certainly criticize the man and things he said. I can criticize, listen, straight up, the tweet saying go back to your countries, and fix them up. I think, man, it's tough, right? I don't want to say it's overtly racist because the target isn't, but it's got a racial, component to it. This idea that people come from other countries. And while Kellyanne Conway is trying to make the point that, you can tell a white person to go back to their European country, nah, come on, man. Like, let's not play that game. But in the end, it's why I'm in the center. I have repeatedly called out Trump, and I have repeatedly criticized him for this. But you know what? For the time being, the left has gone insane. And I can see the same thing many people on the right can see. We agree. The rational people in the middle who, agree with some conservative and some liberal policies are looking at conservatives going like, what's going on with the left, man? Like, Trump didn't do anything, But here's the point I'm going to make. Send her back, I really find disgusting and distasteful. But you know what? Trump disavowed it. Not perfectly. So while I can certainly think that Trump he crop dusts, it's similar. This is a good way to put it when I talk about like why I think Trump might be racist. Not that he's overtly racist, like you'd expect him to be a white supremacist. I think that's ridiculous. But I think he's an older guy, and he crop dusts certain issues that get close, and you're like, what are you trying to say by that? I'm not playing the stupid dog whistle game. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he comes from an era long since past, and while Trump has accolades and awards for helping minority communities, that's why I'm not saying he's an overt racist. I think everybody has prejudices within them, and to varying degrees hold some kind of racist views. But I don't know. It's complicated. Let me just end by clarifying everything by saying, for one, it's complicated, and two, I agree that almost all of the charges against Trump about racism are politically motivated, and I will give Trump credit for walking back those comments that I disagreed with, plain and simple. One more story coming up for you in a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly.